Yo, what up, 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 what up? It's your boy, Kevin Kinkle Podcast, Uplift Yourself Podcast. Tonight, we're going to talk about a trending topic. It's not sports. It's not necessarily relationship. And at the end of the day, I hope that it benefits both of us, where we could be a learning experience for the information that we find out. Today, we're going to talk about what everybody else has been talking about, this Kanye West issue. And it's been brewing for maybe about a week. I saw last week the comments that he made on the Drink Champs with Nori. Nori had to apologize to the powers that be because of the statements that were made. I personally don't know if I would have done that interview knowing how Kanye gets down. Some of the things that he did mention on this video did have merit, right? Like he was saying there's certain people in the world that would not allow the violence or the killing of their own people in any type of music to be profitable, or how in the hip hop culture it's kind of like regulated to shoot each other, talk about the ops, talk about the guns, talk about the females, how females and males disrespect each other. That was his basis for that other nationalities, they don't go for that, or they stick up for themselves a lot more than we as African Americans stick up for ourselves. I'm not sure if any of you guys heard of this, but in Jamaica, I believe they're banning or outlawing anything that has like some type of negative vibe towards it, like any type of entertainment that's glorifying killing and sexing. And if it doesn't have like a good productive message, I don't know how they're going to cancel it, but that's what they've decided to do. So I remember, it's a little bit off of what I'm talking about, but I'm guessing the Chinese culture thought this was detrimental to them. So they outlawed, I believe it was like, I don't know if it was boy bands or whatever. I'm not sure what they didn't like about their music or whatever, but they thought that it wasn't good as a whole for the culture. So they decided to ban the music. That's something that I doubt is going to happen in the African American culture. And then you got to figure most of the people that buy the music are it's usually suburban. I mean, all kids buy it, but the most populated is the suburban kids. They're probably not African American or Latino or from the urban demographic, but those are the people that consume the music. So what he's saying is it's destructive that we're doing all these things to each other, and it's kind of crazy because he made that kind of music too. He's on the whole Jesus wave now, but he wasn't always like that. And he's still benefiting and profiting off of music he's made before and music he's made for other people. But now that he has found himself or became saved, there's some things that he wants to talk out and about. Another thing that he mentions a lot is he talks about soft porn as far as, I guess, like a magazine cover and females not having to wear that much to sell. But this is what sells, but he's against it. Namely his ex-wife and her exploits of what she's done, but he speaks out against it. And then he's out against other people too that wasn't deemed, it wasn't good how it came off. And I'm not in any way co-signing what he said. I was just talking about the things that stuck out in my head that, okay, he was right about that. But there's so many things that he did that was wrong that doesn't make it right that you're speaking out about this now. Like, you've really hurt our community bad, saying that slavery was a choice when you had the Make America Great Again hats on, teaming up with Candace Owens and mocking Black Lives Matter and wearing shirts that says White Lives Matter and saying that Black Lives Matter is a hoax and all these different things that are detrimental to the community. It's just like you diss the community and then you want everybody to back you up when you're then dissing another community. And there's things that he said to our community where I'm sitting back and I'm like, damn, like now everybody wants to cancel him because he said this about another culture. But when he's ransacking our culture, it just doesn't matter. And I listen to the Star Report a lot. Shout out Star. He doesn't have any friends. He has fans and he doesn't take any shout outs. But I listen to his show a lot. And he lets you know when you come into his program, you're not going to talk about X, Y, and Z's people. You're not going to talk about this culture. You're not going to make any racial statements that are offensive. But you could say nigger all day and nobody's going to say anything about it. I won't cancel you. I won't shut you down. YouTube won't shut my platform down. But if you say something else about one of these other cultures, they may shut you down and you're going to stop my money. So I'm letting you know before you even start, don't bring that over here. I'm not getting canceled for you. I don't care what you have to say. Do not disrespect on my platform or I'll shut you down before they shut me down. So he's already coming with that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? He knows the platform and that's how he gets his money. But, so he wouldn't even let the Kanye conversation come up. And when the callers call in to talk about the show, he checks them, you know what I mean, to make sure that they're not messing up the money. So it is disrespectful to hear somebody that could say all those things about my culture and no repercussions are made. But when something is said about another one and there's repercussions that have to be made, these are the different people that cut ties with him. Adidas cut ties, and we all know about the Yeezy sneakers. They're making billions of dollars a year coming in. Balenciaga, a big fashion company, lots of money. Vogue and Anna Whitnell, who is like in charge of director of Vogue, they cut ties with him. He was dropped by his lawyer. His stream and sales and music, airplay, all that stuff went down and plummeted. He's restricted from Instagram and Twitter. All his stadium shows are canceled. His documentary got shelved. JP Morgan and Chase Bank, they're not messing with him anymore. So granted, we're in America and we know there's freedom of speech. Like, freedom of speech, yeah, those are my rights. I can say whatever I want. Yes, you can. We do have freedom of speech. It comes with consequences. Just like you have a right to bear arms. You got a right to hold your gun. You know what I mean? There's some places where you go that if you have it on you and there's bullets in it, you're going to get locked up. If you use it and you're not supposed to really use it unlawfully, there's going to be consequences. So, yeah, there's a right to a free speech, but there's consequences that come with it. And for Kanye to be making so much money with these people, you would think, like, why would you do this to yourself? And what kind of example does this lead to for our children? Like, as soon as something happens or go wrong, you think you could just talk about your bosses or the people that's paying you any way you want and everything's just going to be okay? That's not how it really works in the real world. You'll get fired. You'll lose your money. You're going to be in a worse position you were than when you started. They're not going to leave you a good reference to go to the next place of work. And Kanye's thing is all out there where everybody sees what's going on. You already had issues where you're throwing your children's name into the world, your ex-wife, and you're putting everybody in your business, which isn't a good thing. One of the things that I preach a lot is if there's stuff that's going on at the house, keep it at the house. As far as relationship or business standpoint, if whenever you get in an argument, the first thing you go do is go to social media or go to rant and bring the public into what's going on at home, it shows a destructive mentality. And why would anybody trust you to want to be in business with you or a relationship if that's what you do? When you have family or friends, a best friend or somebody you're married to, everything isn't all peachy and creamy. So there's going to be some turmoil. There's going to be some times where some negative things happen. You don't want everybody knowing about the negative stuff that's going on. You need to have somebody who's going to be, okay, we're going through our patches, but I don't want everybody to know about it. So we'll just keep that thing at home. But if you have somebody who, as soon as something happens, they're telling everybody else about it, they're bringing everybody else in their business, that's no good. Who wants to deal with that? And that's kind of what Kanye is. And then he has diarrhea at the mouth. He doesn't filter himself. He says stuff that's hurtful to people. And just because he's convicted in what he's saying and the way he says it, some people are really rocking with him, but he's causing more harm than he's causing good. And it's affecting not only him, but those that are closest to him. So imagine if you're working for Kanye and your financing or your lifestyle or your family based off of being a worker with him. And now that money's not there anymore, because that's what I mean when you go into business with people like this, or you're in a relationship, things will fall apart just because of something that was said. And he needs to have somebody around him, like a therapist or somebody, be like, nah, don't say that. I'm surprised that the Drink Champs let the episode run the way that they did. Like, where's your editing staff? Who's cutting off the parts that doesn't need to be said, which is not going to affect the Drink Champs, which is not going to affect Kanye's purse. And then after that, after he was canceled, they took it down. There was some other people that were bringing it back up as far as that interview. But then I saw there were other people giving him like a private interview, which went live at the same time, because this is how you get your money. So after he was canceled, there was somebody, and now everybody wants to hear what he has to say. Hopefully it's not anything bad, but he was still bumping his guns and talking off at the mouth. And this is just an example to be careful what you say. Have the right people around you that don't let you just mess up and just speak out and just say stuff that's going to get you in trouble. Kanye West was bragging about being one of the youngest billionaire in America. I believe it was in America, might have been the whole world. But he can't say that now, and it's just his mouth that got him in trouble. So we have to be careful what we accuse people of. I remember Nick Cannon made some anti-Semitic statements before, and I guess he was listening to somebody. I think he heard something that was said. He didn't really get too deep in it, so I don't think he really understood the depth of what he was talking about. I think he received some knowledge, and he just wanted to share what he received without really getting too deep into it. But he's not the person to talk about said things. So I think Kanye's he's saved now. He's representing Jesus. He came out with Jesus Walks, which is crazy because nobody else made a song about Jesus to hit like that. But after his mother died, I believe that he's been going through a lot of things mentally. He's on medication, which is not to be joked about. But when he's not on it, you see what happens. You see how he lashes out. Imagine like what a wife has to deal with, what the kids have to deal with. And it's a lot of stuff with him. So I hope he gets the help that he needs. And maybe as a whole, we shouldn't be glorifying this like we are. But in this day and age, one of my communications professors told me this before, and I'm sure you heard of it. If it bleeds, it leads. Meaning if it's a negative story or if it's anything just to talk about, that's what the people are going to talk about. We're here for ratings. We're here to get a bag up. We're here to get viewers. We're here to get likes. We're here to get comments. We're here to talk about these situations because that's what people are talking about right now. This is going to be on the news. This is going to be on the shows that are on during the day. It's just what we do. So if there's a way that I can get a message across, or if there's something that you guys want to share with me and bring some light to it, call in, like, subscribe, comment. You know how we do. And I appreciate y'all spending some time with me on tonight. This was just a quick trending topic segment on the Kanye West issues and what's going on. And I just had fun talking about it, talking with you guys. And I would like your comments and see what your guys' views of it are too. All right. So this is the Kevin Kinkle Podcast, Uplift Yourself Podcast. I hope y'all are having a good night. I hope you're having a good week. I love y'all. I'm spreading them positive vibes and them positive energy because that's what I want to receive back. I love all of y'all. Have a good night. Kevin Kinkle Podcast. Peace.